Alright, hey YouTube, NuggetsHoopster here bringing you guys a deck profile slash analysis again of deck called NiteLite. This is a deck that one of my good friends online showed to me, and he said that it was a really consistent deck, and I've been doing some testing with it, and this is a really solid deck that I've only done a couple tweaks to so far, but I have a feeling that this deck could be really good. There's a lot of different builds that have been running around using Dimensional Alchemist and Battle Fader together. This is a really consistent build that I find, and the reason why I like it so much is because there's just so many floaters in this deck, but they still provide you with decent attack power. For example, Dimensional Alchemist can be an 1800 floater pretty much during your turn, and then Valleys obviously replace themselves, and Caius and Trooper and all those kinds of cards. There's just plenty of floaters in this deck, and it's a really nice combo-based deck, but that isn't too sacky, I guess you could say, because the combos fit together really nicely. So yeah, I'm just going to quickly go through the deck, then I'll explain it. 3-Dimensional Alchemist, 3 Cyber Valleys, 2 Battle Fader, 2 Cyber Dragon, 2 DD Crow, 2 Caius, Chaos Sorcerer, Gores and Tragodia, Sangin, Spirit Reaper, Card Trooper, Plague, and Dark Armed. Machine Dupe, Allure, Book of Moon, Enemy Controller, Scapegoat, Brain Control, Mind Control, Heavy MSG. 2 Bottomless, Dust Tornado, Return, Deep Prison, Death Shoot, Solemn, Torrential Mirror Force, Call. Alright, so well, I guess I'll go into some of these cards. Basically, these first 8 cards are kind of like your engine of the deck. Dimensional Alchemist lets you bring back a remove from play monster when it's destroyed. Valley gets removed, and it also allows you to draw cards, which is nice. And then Battle Fader ends the battle phase, and then during your turn, you can either summon Caius, summon Valley, remove 2 to draw 2, and then that puts both of these removed from play, which then lets you summon this, and then you can choose which one you want to get back. Or you Battle Fader, then during your turn, you tribute the Battle Fader for Caius, and pretty much just provides like a tribute fodder. Next is 2 Cyber Dragon. It allows pretty much just some beat sticks. It's pretty much used to pull out some bottomless, pull out bottomlesses from your opponent, because you pretty much just summon him and they bottomless it, and then you're free to set up your plays, because Cyber Dragon is just a card that puts a lot of pressure on your opponent right now, especially against GBs and decks like that. Next, 2 DD Crow. Since this deck is a lot about floaters, DD Crow has been really good because it allows me to stop some potentially game-breaking plays that they might do without having me commit to the field, because you can do it in your hand, so you don't have to put that many cards on the board, which is what I like. You can stop Synchro Cat's Pot, which can be really huge, because I just know as a Synchro Cat player, Pot is one of those cards that can put you back into the game completely. So Crow stops that. It's good against Lightsworn. Good against zombie variants, and originally I didn't think it was going to be that good, but it's actually really good, so I encourage you to try it out. Kai's, I told you about that. Pretty much combos with the Battle Fader, and it's just good generic removal. Sorcerer, you're running a bunch of lights and a bunch of darks, so Sorcerer's warranted for. Tragodia and Gores, just to stop battle phases even more with Tragodia and Gores, and Battle Fader, which is a nice combination. And since, like I said, I like to keep my cards in my hand, Tragodia can become a really huge beat stick, and then I can start taking out monsters. So there's just countless options you can do with Tragodia. Sangin helps you just get to your stuff quicker. Reapers are a really good card. Just forces out removal that your opponent might not want to use, or else they take a -1. So I really like Reaper. It's also a dark. That's kind of nice. Card Trooper, really good floater. Just adds to the floaterness of the deck. And then Plague and Dark Armed are pretty much staples in most dark-oriented decks. Next, onto the spells. Machine Dupe, combos with the Valleys. Just pretty much speeds the deck up. Also, a good thing that I realized you can do is that even if you draw a Valley turn 1, and then later you draw a Machine Dupe, I realized that if you have a Valley removed, then you can summon Dimensional Alchemist, you kill it, you get back your Valley, then your Machine Dupe isn't dead anymore, because now you have that Valley back in your hand, then you can summon it, dupe, and then, yeah, there you go. Allure, Staple, and Darks. Book of Moon and Econ. The original build had 2 Econs in it, but I realized even though Econ combos well with Battle Fader and Goats and cards like that, because you can tribute off your stuff to take control of their stuff, Book of Moon's just like it helps with a lot of different things. Like it breaks up synchro summonings better than Econ can. It also works against Whirlwind. So I realized that 1-on-1 is a really nice combination rather than running 2 of these or 2 of these because they both have their ups and downs. But Book is too good not to run. Scapegoats combos well with Cyber Valley, also combos with Econ. It also just makes it 4 more monsters that your opponent has to attack through, which is really good this format, I feel. Next, Brain Control, Mind Control. Those are pretty Brain is staple and Mind Control because of the valleys, and pretty much because of the valleys you run it, and it just helps you get free advantage. Heavy Storm and MSG, those are staples. Next, Traps, 2 Bottomless, that's staple. Dust Tornado. It's just kind of nice because it allows you to set up your plays a little bit easier. Also, Dust, I realize, is a really good card this format just because being able to break up their back rows can allow you to make a big push. In this format, I feel a lot about being able to make big pushes, like not necessarily for game, just be able to get like good synchros on the board with protection, and Dust Tornado just makes it easier. Return, broken card because of the Valleys, Dimension Alchemist, all that kind of good stuff. Return's really broken in this deck. Deep Prison, it's kind of a staple now. I like it, just adds more defense to the deck. Dust Shoot, probably one of the best cards of this format. Dust Shoot single-handedly can win you games, so I realized that in any deck that has room, you definitely should run Dust Shoot. So I just love running Dust Shoot. Psalm, just like I said, with Dust, helps you set up big plays. Torrential Mirror Force, those are staples, and Call. Because of all the floaters in this deck, it's kind of nice to do. Just to be able to call stuff back, and I don't know, it should be for Kaius later, or bring back Dimension Alchemist and reuse his effect. And this deck's pretty much just like a lot about using floaters, and a lot about reusing and like recycling your monsters and their effects. So I'm pretty much just gonna do like a couple test hands for you guys because I feel like that's something that I've been lacking for my videos. I haven't been showing you guys like how the hands would play out. Because like with a deck like this, it's not really always obvious how this deck would play. So just a quick shuffle. Hopefully we won't get a bunch of the same type of card. So yeah. Wow. So that's your opening hand. It's pretty good actually. You have Psalm for later. Double Dimensional Alchemist is actually really good. You also have the Battle Fader to go along with it. So you could just go set Econ, say go, or you could even set both of these and then say go. Or you could even risk summoning this and trying to sack a monster off the top. The only problem with that is that if you then don't sack a monster, then they can just kill it. So, I don't know, say you do this, say you summon this, and you remove top card, dupe, it's not the best. Say you summon something, then you Econ it, in your turn, you draw Mind Control, it's pretty good. During your turn, effect, move a Battle Fader up top, that's kind of good. You summon another one, remove another card. Now you have 2 monsters for Dimensional Alchemist, so it's just really nice. And then, I don't know, they somehow kill these. Let's just say you get these back. Then now you're back to a full hand, and then you can Battle Fader them. Then on your turn, get rid of it for Kaius. Then you can pretty much just see how this hand's going to play out. So that was a pretty good hand, I would say. Just because of the Dimensional Alchemist, because Dimensional Alchemist pretty much helps this deck keep on recycling monsters, like as you can see right there. We'll do another quick hand for you guys. Okay, let's see here. Brain Control, Trooper, Reaper, Sorcerer, Valley, and okay. Well, this is a pretty interesting hand. This hand would really depend whether you're going first or not. Because if you went first, you could just go set go. And sometimes people just like to set a back row and call it good. So let's just say you go first, say you do that. Then during your turn, you can draw. You draw call, which is really nice because of the Trooper here. And also the Dimensional Alchemist. So, I don't know, say they have one set. What I would do right now, summon the Trooper, call priority, mill your 3. And then now if they have Torrential, you probably wouldn't want to play it because Trooper's a floater and they'll only be pretty much getting rid of that. But say they had Deep Prison set, then you can just flip this, attack with these. They're gonna be forced to Deep Prison one of these. So say they Deep Prison that, then they take a 1900 from a floater. Then you can set your call. Then during their turn they kill your Trooper. Let's say you draw. Then during their end phase, you can call back the Trooper. Then on your turn, you draw again. And then you choose Trooper, mill some more. You mill the Plague, which is nice. And then now you can probably kill the monster, get a +1. And then later on, you will probably Brain, you know, Valley, +1. Then later, summon that, get back to Valley. Then you have that in the grave, and you have that, and you have Psalm and Mirror Force. So, yeah, you guys can kind of see how this deck is really, really good. So, I encourage you guys to try this deck out. Hope you enjoy it. And check out my GB deck that'll be posting up. So,